He's a flip-flopper. He flips and he flops. Is that a non-argument? Well, I probably wouldn't be making this video if it was an argument. However, I think it's one of these cases, kind of like if you don't like it, leave, where there's some wisdom validity to this particular ad hominem or this particular sort of non-debate, non-argument sort of thing. And I'd like to kind of explain that. Let's put it in context today. We have James Comey, who's been recently fired as director of the FBI by Donald Trump, and you have a lot of people using that as a way to tell a narrative about Donald Trump being the next Nixon or the next name person you don't like, next Hitler, whatever. Now, these same people were calling for James Comey to be fired last year because of his sort of ridiculous set of behaviors that he did regarding Hillary Clinton and her email scandal, where it's like, we're opening the investigation, now we're closing the investigation, now we're opening the investigation again, and announcing it all to the entire world, which probably had an effect on Donald Trump winning that particular election. So Democrats are, obviously we're probably pretty upset about that. So what does this reveal about the people making these arguments is the real question. And the reason that the flip-flopping thing, I think, has some validity when you're dealing with other people is that it indicates that the person does not have a consistent set of standards and ideals and principles that they're sticking to. Rather, they are using any particular thing that's happening as a piece of rhetoric to sort of play their side against another side. And I think that's definitely what's happened with James Comey. Now, the thing is that perspectives can change, and you're allowed to change your position based on new information. However, I don't know of anything that happened between the election and now that makes James Comey suddenly so much better about what he did prior to the election and so much more worthy of maintaining his FBI office. So I think in this case in particular, you look at it and you say, well, I don't think that these guys are authentically or sincerely changing their position because of a change in heart or a change of information or the revelation of new things. I think that they're changing their position on it as a means to gain political advantage in this particular moment. So what it really is, when someone flip-flops, it's not that you're looking to use that as an argument. It's really that should cue into your skeptical mind. You should turn on your skeptical brain, apply your skeptical layer, and be like, well, I really want to know why you flip-flopped. And if there's no answer to that, then you know that they're just doing that for rhetorical advantage, and they're not doing that for any kind of, this is just propaganda, it's just that kind of narrative, rather than doing it for any sort of particular reason. So a better example would be like if somebody votes for the Iraq War, and then the Iraq War happens, and then you kind of realize that the Iraq War was not a very good idea, and they change their position and say, I was wrong about the Iraq War, it's a bad idea, we need to get out. Well, there's a lot of evidence to say that a legitimately honest person would change their opinion on the Iraq War without doing it for political advantage, to be like against George W. Bush or something like that. I think if it should cue you in to look at the actual situation and see whether that person is doing it for any kind of a valid reason. As far as I know, there's no valid reason for Democrats or for leftists to suddenly sort of change their opinion of James Comey just because Donald Trump wants to fire him. It's just a chance to kind of try to attack Donald Trump. And that's all I really want to say about it. The validity comes in turning on your skeptical brain, not in immediately saying, well, that's not an argument, and I refuse to interact with it, right? So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This one was surprisingly brief. I guess I was honest about being brief this time. Have a great one. See you guys next time.